My new best partner, Pat. I knew he couldn't keep it a secret. He came into my office this morning, and I haven't had rich vanilla cake at 8:30 in a long time. But yes, it is my birthday, so couldn't be a better day. But thank you, Pat, for your kind introduction. And Leon and Bruce, thank you for sharing your wonderful and informative insights into the way financial aid and admissions go hand in hand to create the Lehigh community. Leon, with all due respect to your takeaways, I had one that was running through my brain that I have to share, and I think there's probably a few others that were thinking about it. I'm just damn glad that I'm not applying today, because it would be tough. And I also want to thank our two scholarship recipients, Madeline and Parrish, for sharing their stories with us. The two of you exemplify why I consider this dinner to be one of Lehigh's most satisfying events of the year. So good evening, everyone. I'm glad you could join us tonight for our 29th annual scholarship dinner. And this is truly a special night. It's an evening to honor and show our appreciation to our scholarship providers who have given so generously to our extremely talented students. As many of you know, Lehigh is a community that I hold very dear to my heart and have for nearly my entire life. I've been hanging around this place for a long time. I'm fortunate to view Lehigh through 6 lenses: as a child of an alum, as a student, as an alum myself, as a parent, as a trustee, and now your interim president. We're only here for briefly as students. Time goes by in a blink. But as my father used to say, something magical happens during your time on South Mountain. We may be students for just 4 years, but we are brown and white forever. Maybe that explains why so many of us are motivated to give back in so many ways, year in and year out. Lehigh alumni are generous with their time, their talents, and their financial resources. You come, you engage, you graduate, and you give back. So many of our alums have been inspired to provide scholarship funding. I know personally that my parents treasured the Lehigh community so deeply that they established their endowed scholarship in 1991. And I'm happy to say that one of their recipients, we had 2, but I understand she is sick, and that's Emily Jang. But one of their other recipients, Ryan Lefevre, is here with us tonight. And Ryan, as I mentioned to you earlier, my parents couldn't be prouder of what you've accomplished. Now let me tell you a little story about one of Lehigh's greatest benefactors, a gentleman by the name of Don Stabler, class of 1930. I had the great privilege of knowing Mr. Stabler. I can tell you that he was much more than a name on a convocation center, much more than a man whose foundation gave Lehigh 750 acres in 2012. He and his wife, Dorothy, made it their lives' passion to give back to Lehigh. Now, Don was a successful and hard-nosed businessman, but I can tell you that he had a heart of gold. He began as a donor to the annual fund, and from there his involvement grew and grew and grew. The Donald B. and Dorothy L. Stabler Endowed Scholarship Fund, which they started in 1965, to date has produced 2,806 Stabler Scholars. That's 2,806 young men and women whose valuable Lehigh education is due in large part to the Stabler's generosity. Some of them are here with us tonight. In fact, this year alone on campus, we have 396 Stabler Scholars. Like me, you're probably wondering, how can you compare to the Stablers? Such a tremendous legacy of giving. I answer that very simply, and I think you will agree. It doesn't matter how many scholarships you fund. What matters most is that each of us has given something back to this great institution. Some of you are in the audience tonight, were recipients of a scholarship, Some of you are currently recipients. Regardless of who you are, regardless of how much you give or how you give, each of us helps make Lehigh education possible for so many deserving students. And that's one reason, if not the primary driving reason, why my wife Lisa and I chose to follow in my parents' footsteps to create 2 additional endowed scholarships with the Clayton family name. And if I may, let me give a special shout out to our scholars who are with us tonight: Helen Ard, Kaylee Kilgore, and Louis Battaglia. Helen, Kaylee, and Louis, Lisa and I are also so proud of your achievements at Lehigh. Thank you for being our recipients, and keep up the good work. Now, as interim president, I've had the opportunity to see and understand from the inside how valuable scholarships are. I've seen, like never before, how vitally important your continued generosity is. It is essential to attract the finest students, which in turn drives continued excellence at Lehigh. The integration of academic excellence and a transformative life experience at Lehigh continues to be highly sought after, as we heard from Leon and Bruce. On South Mountain, our scholarship students are transformed intellectually and socially, and they leave here equipped to tackle the challenges that the world presents to them. Our students succeed because of dedicated Lehigh faculty, staff, alumni, and most especially you, our generous donors who give back year in and year out. I believe there is no better return on your investment than helping these students earn a degree today and for generations of students to come. Now, tonight's dinner is one way we expressed our deepest appreciation for all that you do to produce outstanding and worthy scholarship students. Thank you, donors, and thank you, students. Together, we help make Lehigh a highly respected 150-year-old institution of higher learning, and we will be even stronger with your continued generosity and the arrival of our 14th president, John Simon, on July 1st.